Good morning, everybody. It's me, Amy, once again. Are y'all tired of me yet? Today's Wednesday, and so I'm just going to jump right into this. So, today we're talking about the wealth that we have and how we have it. So, a lot of people you see live on their money and their fame and all those things, and they're placing all those things first, and they're not allowing what should be first to be placed right in front of them. And so in the society today, many base their worth upon wealth, how high they're on the corporate ladder, how successful their business is, or even simply who they know. I know you guys know people like that. But if our view of significance is established upon these things, then we will only feel good about ourselves when we are flourishing in these areas. So when our wealth and success diminish, then our self-worth does exactly the same thing. And our foundation, our self-worth will also, because our foundation is not solid. So Jesus described it this way in Luke 6:49, and it says, "But the one who hears my words and does not put them into practice is like a man who built a house on ground without a foundation. The moment the torrent struck that house, it collapsed, and its destruction was complete." Our identity is only as solid as the foundation we place it upon. You guys follow me? By establishing our identity on the rock solid foundation of Jesus Christ, our sense of fulfillment in life will not depend upon the changing condition of temporal things. So when Christ is our foundation, our stability is like Luke 6:48. And it simply says, "He is like a man building a house who dug down deep and laid the foundation on the rock. When a flood came, the torrent struck that house, but could not shake it because it was well built." So let's think for a moment of the many choices that we have in life to build our foundation. So it might include wealth, career, looks, family, fame, power, or who you know. So are there others you can think of? Are there? Of all the things to establish our identity upon, only Jesus assures us of victorious Christian living. But if you examine the other choices, so that none are bad or inherently evil. In fact, in many respects, they are very important areas of responsibility God has given us in our lives. But in the book of Matthew, Jesus helps us find balance. So in Matthew 6:25 through 26, it says, "Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat, drink, or about your body, what you will wear. Is not life more important than food? And the body more important than clothes? Look at the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap or store away in the barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not much more valuable than they?" When we resolve the truth in our own lives, we find peace and fulfillment. free from worry and anxiety. I'll say that again because it's important that we resolve this truth in our own lives. We find peace and fulfillment free from worry and anxiety. This balance, first of all, who doesn't love balance in your life, right? We like everything to balance. I mean, if it's not balanced, it feels like everything is wrong. So then we do have worry and anxiety. So this balance that is achieved when we put Jesus first in all the areas of our lives is going to balance it. That is exactly what balances us, is Jesus. But Matthew 6:33 says, but seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. So we have dreams, we have goals, and because he designed us that way, we should have goals. We should have dreams and successes, and be successful at the things that we do. But we have to put Jesus first so that he can lead and examine us for our priorities and motives as to why we aspire to do or attain the things we desire. When he is first in our dreams and aspirations, our futures will be filled with greatness. Again, when he is first in our dreams and the aspirations, our futures will be filled, and they will be filled with greatness and joy. So when God does bring a questionable motive to our attention, we should most importantly respond. We should respond with the willingness to make changes. Let me say that again because I fluttered that up a lot. So your most important response should be a willingness to make changes. Change can be difficult at times, right? We all know that. We've all been through something in the last couple days, weeks, months. I know I sure have. Change can be difficult. But God always has our best in mind and wants to grow spiritually. He wants us to grow spiritually. I mean, that makes us think, again, going back to my whole Bible study for this is, are we putting God first place? Are we doing that? Are we allowing ourselves to put God in first place, in that driver's seat, so that he can drive us to where we need to go, to where our dreams and our successes are headed? Do we allow him to guide us? Or are we taking pride in ourselves and saying, no, I've got this, and we're guiding our money in our checkbook. We're figuring out where our money should go, and we're not allowing the person who blessed us with it to guide it. So I don't know how you guys feel about this one. I know that every one of these days is actually something from me that I've learned, and I'm really just honestly giving you guys back what I've really learned and studied about. And, this one for me, I had to take time and really digest. Like, is my money really going where I should put it? Or am I allowing God to direct my money where it should go? Am I being successful for myself? Or am I allowing God to guide the success so that I can be successful? But know that we all are allowed to have dreams, and we're all allowed to do all these things, but we want God to be number one in those things. so that they can grow, so they can prosper, so they can be a fulfilling thing for our lives with God's grace on them and Him allowing us with open arms to say, here, take it. So that is what I have for you guys today. If you guys have any questions or anything, you guys know what to do. Leave it at the bottom. Other than that, that is my study for this morning. I'm trying to keep these short. They're kind of running a little long. I get a little excited about what I'm talking about. I do want to leave each one of you guys with a request besides what will be posted above, that you guys continue to pray for my dear friend Haley and their family, as they had tragedy yesterday as their 3-year-old son was killed. And they just need a lot of prayers and comforting prayers and peace prayers, and they need all those things. And I know that each one of you guys are here for a reason, and I am believing that each one of you will take the time to help me and lift them up in prayer, and just be thinking of them as you guys go about your day, because as they woke up today and as they fell asleep last night, they no longer had a 3-year-old son. So it really hits home for me, as I have a 3-year-old. And so let's just remember them as we go about this Wednesday afternoon. And thank you guys for all that you guys are doing and participation. And y'all be blessed.